Okay, so this is a Visual Studio Code. Okay, then I created a folder trainings, and then okay, if you are using Visual Studio Code and if you want to work on with Java project, then you have to install some extensions. So I'll just tell you. So like for example, Cucumber you can install. Then then you have to install something called as extension pack for Java from Microsoft. This comes with 6 installations of the extensions. Now this is very similar to plugins, right? You can have any plugins when you have a software to extend the capability of that software, right? So Visual Studio Code, if you just by default, it doesn't support Java, but once you install extension pack for Java, you will have it. That's first requirement. Okay, then you can install your Cucumber also, because you are going to use Cucumber here. But I think that's it. I've installed some other, but you don't have to worry about them. So if you want to just work with Java, then
So
that's all you need.
initially 2 plugins are required.
Yeah. Actually, there are more plugins. Around 6 plugins are bundled into extension pack for Java. So you just search extension pack for Java, you will get something like this. It's from Microsoft itself, because the whole Visual Studio Code is also from Microsoft. So you just get to have to get this, and then that's all. So it will install a lot of things for you, like test runner, blah blah blah. Okay. And then Cucumber also you have to install, which is there from Cucumber. This will just help you in some autocomplete, step definition. It will just highlight the syntaxes, Gherkin formats, etc., etc. So these 2 things you would need. Once you have that, then I'll create a project. Okay, there are different ways of creating a project. You can just simply create source, all those folders or by yourself, or I can come here. Once you install those plugins, then you can start with this. Okay, so you come to come here and click on show and run commands, and then from here you say create Java project. It's not showing up, you simply say Java, then it will start coming up for you. Create Java project. I'll say I want to use Maven. Then it will ask me like what artifact you wanted to create it from. I say no archetype. I want to say basic one. So now it will ask for the group ID. And if you have seen before in Java Maven project, you need to provide some sort of group IDs and all. Yes. So I'll say let's keep it .com.example.com for now. Okay, I'll say enter, and then the name of the project. So I'm saying my first, or I'll say test automation for people in hurry, because we are going to do a lot of quick things. Okay. I'll choose the destination folder as this one itself. So it will show this here. So it has created it, and what it has done is simply it has created a pom.xml file and the source main and test folder. Okay, that's a basic skeleton it has created. By the way, Satya, that meeting can get over anytime, maybe 9 minutes. I will resend the link again.
Okay. Sure.
Okay. Then what we'll do is, because we are starting with the Selenium Cucumber project, so we need to add some dependencies, right? So maybe you have already explored so far, right? We have something called as dependencies segment, where you have to mention the dependencies. So we need few dependencies which we already know, like Selenium. We need Cucumber. We need TestNG, etc. Okay. You see, I am getting something here like this. This is something which you will not get, because I'm using something called as GitHub Copilot, which is very similar to ChatGPT within the Visual Studio itself. Okay. It shows me these recommendations. So that's what I'm just quickly using, but I think they are a bit old, so I would like to replace it with the actual ones. Let me see. I think I have them somewhere. So best way is like you go over internet. The best way, let me also tell you like the best way of using from where you will get the libraries. So you can go to that specific place also, but you can also search for Maven repository, this URL here, and then you can search for it. So for example, I can go to Selenium like this and click here, and then you will get to see how many versions you have. What you have to make sure is do not use which are marked as RC3 or beta or alpha, because they mean that these are just released for testing purposes, or alpha beta testing purposes. That's what the name is, alpha beta. And RC here means release candidate. That means after alpha, after beta, they release the next best version of release candidate 1, 2, 3, and then everything is okay. They release the actual versions. That's how the process goes of releasing an artifact in Java world, or actually not in Java world, it can be anywhere in the coding world. So any reusable library are tagged like this. So make sure you don't use this, use the best stable version. So here right now is 4.17.0. This is something which you can use. So you usually go here, copy this, and come back to your pom.xml file. Okay, so this is how you can save it. Then I also need Cucumber. Same thing I can do here. Okay, in Cucumber there are a few more things which you can add. Oh, Cucumber Selenium. Okay, so if I go quickly here, installations. So Cucumber, as it has many flavors. So we are going to use Cucumber JVM Java. It's called as Cucumber JVM. It comes with other languages also, but this is what we're going to be using. If I go inside, it says to use 7.15.0. Okay, so I will just copy this one, but that's not the only dependency which we have. Okay, that's not the only thing which we can use here. Now it has different integrations. You can use it with Java 5, Java 4, or with TestNG. So we are using it with TestNG. Okay, then if you scroll down, you will see something called as dependency injection. So it also gives you a mechanism for dependency injection. So since you are a bit new in this space, maybe don't worry too much about it. It's very good solution for many use cases. And it's, as they also say, it's not required, but they strongly recommend that you have something for dependency injection. So if I go here in the dependency injection, I get different variants of dependency injection framework, which I can include here. The very simple and very minimalist dependency injection framework is Pico Container. So if let's say your framework is a Spring-based framework, then people use Spring. If it's Google Juice, it's called as Google Juice. This is also quite good, and there are different versions of it. Different dependency injection modules are available, but the recommended one, if your application doesn't use another DI module, so the recommendation is that you use Pico Container. Okay, if you're not using anything else, let's say your developer are developing the application in Java, and they want to use Cucumber framework, which inside their own source code, that's where they have written the application code, and they are using Spring, for example, so then they will use this one. Okay, for you, you are not using your test automation framework, which you're creating is a very standalone. It's not connected with any of the application source code, so you can use Pico Container in this case. Okay, so I will use this. Okay. See, I'm covering a lot of basics. Satya, maybe you're already aware about it, but maybe while I'm explaining basics, maybe a few things you
will it's important, Akash. I know. See, I just copy pasted everything based on the
existing examples
Google
from internet.
And everything. So, but I don't know about the deeper in that. What is the use of that way we can use kind of thing?
Okay. Then good. Then I'll just continue. Okay. So right now I'm constructing my framework. So first steps to construct my framework is the pom.xml file, because I need to put the files here. Okay. One thing important here is properties. By default, it's 1.8, but this is quite old. Usually the current version of Java is Java 21. 17 is bit stable, so I'm using 17. Okay, so try to make sure you use at least 17 or higher than 17. Okay, and that you can configure here. Okay, then Selenium I have put, Cucumber I have put. Okay, also see the scope is marked as test. That means this dependency or any methods available in this dependency is only available under the test folder here. So the good practice is, if you are writing a test, you're not supposed to be writing it under the main. I will try to write everything within the test. If you want to write something in the main, fine, it's not that big a problem, it still would work. But a good practice is that don't put anything in the main, because if you're writing a test case, it's better you put everything in the test Java folder. And that's what this scope is also. So if you want to use Cucumber in the main, then you have to remove this line, scope test.
Okay.
Scope test means it's only available under test directory. Okay, then I have Cucumber, Pico container, test ng. Let me check the test ng version. Test ng 7.9. What? Okay, I have a bit older. Okay, always also make sure whatever. Even sometimes we are in a habit of going to Google or ChatGPT and generating the code and all those things, right? So it can generate anything. So for example, here testng 7.0.0 has been generated for me. I could be very easily be able to make use of it, right? It will still work. But later, if someone comes here, you'll see 7.0 has vulnerabilities, right? So it's always recommended that you always use the latest version, which doesn't have any vulnerabilities, and that you only get to see when you come here. See, I can continue to use it like this, but then my code has a vulnerability. That means it has a security issue, and if exposed in a wrong way, a hacker can take leverage and can hack your system. Usually in a test automation, it's not that big a problem because it's a test automation which just runs internally for a small period of time. But you never know who else is may use it, that library somewhere later in the source code itself. So it's not advisable to reuse something which is vulnerable. Huh? So make sure you come here, see if it is not vulnerable, and only use that one. Okay, so I will replace this with the latest one. Okay, this one, yeah, okay. So this one is a reusable library which arranges downloads of your browser exe files. So in Selenium, the way Selenium works is Selenium, you write code in Selenium in your Java code to interact with the browser, but the Java code does not automatically talks to the browser. There is something in between. Okay, that's called as WebDriver. Okay. So that it automatically downloads. This is a library which can download those exe files automatically. Okay, so you need if you don't have it, then you have to manually download it from Chrome driver. So you have to go to Chrome driver.
Yeah, and we can save that in the one folder.
Yes. Yeah. So this is a manual step. Okay. So I've created this runner file. So we created this packages, core, page objects, runners, resources, etc. And the feature, I created this feature file. Huh? Then in the run test, I have to, because I need to run this, and just creating a feature file will not run anything. So I need to create a run test file, and I need to decorate it with a annotation. So I'll say Cucumber options, Cucumber options. And then now, as I said, the code is automatically generated for me. It won't happen for you. So you have to write it by hand. So you will have to put something like this. So features, glue, dry run, tags, plugins. Let me quickly explain these. Cucumber options is an annotation which you get from Cucumber, right? It has certain arguments to it. So feature is how you define the feature. Now you have an option to define feature like this also. So I say class path features. When I say class path features, whatever you have, feature file you have under features folder, it will take all. Right?
Okay, including application 1, application 2.
Everything. Okay. Now, if you want to control what you want to run, that you control by tags. So this answers your first question, which you showed me. Yeah. So for example, each feature file can be, you can write some tags there. You can say this is a smoke test, or this is an application test, or you can say this is also something related to login. Okay. Or you can say this belongs to some test case ID in Q test, for example, right? You can say Jira ID 123. Okay. You can also tag it at the top. You can say this belongs to Jira 123. Okay, so this whole feature is about Jira 123. So you can tag it like this, and once you tag it like this, then you can mention it here. So smoke test and F1. So I want to run all the scenarios which are tagged with the smoke, and they are also application 1. Okay, so you can put and or logical conditioning here in the tags, and based on what you put here, it will be taken. There is a very good guide here. I saw it long back, but browser automation introduction. Let me quickly show that, because that's very, very handy thing. If you are not able to do, I mean, if you want to control the execution, right? Like I want to run this, but I don't want to run that. I want to run this, but not that, but the combination of two tags, you can achieve all that from tag. It's very, very useful feature, huh? To control
One question.
yeah.
One question here. Can you go back to code?
Okay.
See here, you mentioned two places. I mean, in the feature tags you added, one for scenario and another for feature as well.
Yeah.
Two places. Do we need to maintain?
No.
Okay,
Wherever you want to do, basically. So whenever you mention something in the feature, automatically all scenarios inherit it. You see, so
okay,
for example,
within that feature.
Yes.
Okay.
Whenever
If
you say
suppose
feature,
10 scenarios are there within the one
yeah.
feature, we can call that 0, 1, 2, 3.
Yes. So
okay.
basically, the moment you put it here, see, when you run a Cucumber scenario, it's a scenario which runs. It's not the feature which runs, right? Scenario has the executable steps. So what happened is, the moment you put something at the top, it is inherited by all the scenarios in that feature file.
Right.
Okay. So that you don't, if you have like 10 scenarios here, you don't want to repeat 0, 1, 2, 3 for all for it, you just mention it at the top, then it will apply to all.
Correct.
Okay.
And if we want to only scenarios run, we can add the red smoke or add the red
Yes.
app one, we can use.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So we can do like this also, right? So let me, so I'll write two test case here. Okay. Let's say this test case is app1 and this is smoke and this is regression. Okay. Let's do it like this. So this all belongs to app1. So I can also mention app1 at the top, right? So I don't have to repeat it.
Okay.
Right. I don't want to repeat it, so I put it at the top. This is smoke. I want to run this in a smoke. I want to run this in a regression. So I can choose like this. If I want to run both the scenarios, I will say run app1. It will run both the scenarios. Or I can also say Jira 1, 2, 3. It will also run both the scenarios. If I only want to run smoke, then I'll say run only smoke. So it will only run one test case, which is smoke. Here I'll say search.
Okay, and one more question.
Yeah.
One more question. There is two applications, application 1 and application 2. Okay. In application 1, there is a smoke test. Okay. If I want to run only the scenario with the tag smoke in application 1, not application 2. In application 2 also there is smoke and scenario is there.
So you will do, for example, there are two applications. Application 1, Jira 1, 2, 3, app 1. Then you application 2, app 2, Jira 3, 4, 5, right?
Jira, whatever. Jira is okay. I'm talking about the scenarios.
Fine. App. Yeah. So it will be controlled by the app. Okay. So I can say, app 2.
Okay.
So only scenario from that will run.
Got it.
Okay. Let me also show you that documentation. I think it's a very good explanation there, like how you will go use the tags, the multiple combinations available there. That's the tags. Okay, it's somewhere here. I'll send you once I find it, but you will find, you will get something.
I understood that. But yeah, we'll check that, how to change the condition tags. I'll check that later.
Okay, fine. Let me move forward then quickly. Okay, then once you are here, so I will just simply say app1. I want to run this in app1. Okay, in the glue part, glue represents where your step definition files are. So I can have, there are two ways you can do it. You can have multiple runners also. So you can say, I want to have run test. This one is for this one for app 1, and then other for app 2, and then you only select those feature files there. That also can happen. Okay, so you can design it in many ways, but keep it simple. I would say keep just one runner, okay, and then control your execution flow using tags.
With the tags, right?
Okay, this is a better approach to avoid any confusions and multiple configurations here and there. So tags are very powerful.
And And in the glue, Akash,
Glue can
there are
be
multi-step definitions as well. Okay.
So in the glue, you can define it like this. So com dot demo site dot step definitions. No, I don't have step definitions. I have step defs. Okay, so it should represent this. But here again the same concept, right? So whatever you have on the step definition files, the scenarios which you have in the feature file, it will try to look for the corresponding step definition mapping in the same folder. And you can control it like this. You can have you can do like this. I say app1. I can say app2. I can say app2. So then you can select from here. I only want to map in the app1 folder. So it will only look for app1 folder.
Okay.
Okay, but then you will have to have different runners.
Shall we change that runtime?
No.
Shall we change that?
No. We cannot.
I mean, command line.
Yeah, no.
Outside.
You don't have to. It's an anti-pattern. You don't alter Cucumber options directly from command line. It's better to be descriptive directly here. So if you want to do that, see these things actually you can send from command line. Let me correct myself. You can send it from command line. All the Cucumber options can be sent from command line also. So for example, these tags and all can be sent from command line. Glues can also be sent from command line. So that also you can do. But for step def to send from command line, it doesn't make much sense. Because you can
Why I'm asking is, see, going forward, we are going to integrate Qtest, right? So at that time, see, as per in UFT, what I understood is based on the parameters what we used in Qtest, like where we mentioned like test to data path and the test data seat number kind of thing.
Everything can be sent from command line. It's not a problem.
Okay.
You can send that from command line also. Yes.
In that case, we can change this, I think, in Qtest integration.
Yeah, you can. See, it is full of possibilities. You can do whatever you want to do. What I'm telling you is a good practice. Right. So if you do certain thing and if you do it in a way which can create problems later on, it's already identified by experts and they say don't do that. So I'm just telling you that it's better that you control your execution flow using tags and not using glues and feature files. Okay. And if you want to do that, then you can create different runners here. You say, I want to run this runner and I want to run that runner. And then you can configure that in your pom.file and then use parameters that you can do. Okay. So I'm taking the simple example here. Let's assume we have this situation. Then we have feature file, step depth file, then we smoke and app1. Okay. So once you have this, have like this, then I think if I go ahead and say Maven clean install now. My test did not run. Okay, why? Runners run test. Smoke app1. Okay, if I simply say smoke.
Now it should.
Why it is not able to find? Okay, features, application 1, search feature or Google. Okay, smoke app1. App1 here means all. What everything? Class path features, com, demo site, step devs, false, plugins. I don't know why it's not running.
Is there anything in the console?
It is able to find run test. Okay, fail, fine, failure 0, 0, because it is not able to find it. Okay, let me change something. If I move it up, let me delete it. So I have a search google.feature, which is here. I want to run the app1, okay, which is a smoke, which has smoke, which is okay. Runner has smoke, tag, class path as features, features. Sometimes typo also can create problems, but okay, let's see. What did I miss? Oh my god, okay, sorry, very basic thing we didn't do. So once you do public class run test, you have to extend it. Okay, you have to extend it with the abstract test ng cucumber tests. Okay, this is what you definitely need to have, otherwise it will not run. Okay, and then you can also, if I'm not wrong, public I think it's called object.
Actually, in our case, nothing added here.
You need to have add something here because you are not using testng maybe, or you are using it in a different way.
No, what I did is you added this, but I commented that and tried to run it.
Okay, that's the one which
some
okay.
Yeah, I got some error by that time.
Yeah.
Somewhere. I thought
Okay,
this is
so you need to have it for a good integration with testng, otherwise it will work someplace, doesn't work others, huh? So you extend it with the abstract testng cucumber, and you also put data provider as parallel equal to true if you want to run your test case in parallel. Okay, so when you want to run your test case in parallel, you need to have data provider parallel is equal to true. That means whenever it reads scenarios, let's say it finds 2 scenarios, then it will run the 2 browsers automatically in parallel.
Within the same machine.
Yeah, within the same machine. So here here you don't have that problem of QTP and test complete and all. Here you have one machine, you can run 15 parallel execution, 15 separate browsers.
Oh, super.
Okay,
so
you
the
don't have that
execution time also will reduce, right?
Man, drastically reduce. This QTP and all those guys, like they because they sell their license per execution basis, no? So if they allow it, then we will have to, the license cost will be reduced. But that's not in Selenium, it's open source, right? So different browser, different execution in the same machine. So if I have 10 here, it will run it 10 times in execution. So 1 minute, I'm done with all the execution. Anyway,
but how it manages the browser instances?
It's not, as I said, no, it's not like QTP. Okay, so it directly it opens the browser, and the connection is with the same browser in a multi-threaded environment. It creates, so in Java you have this concept of threads. Threads are a sub process within the bigger process, right? When Selenium runs, it creates separate threads, or when testng runs, it creates separate threads, and each thread controls one browser, one separate browser. Second thread controls second browser, and then that's how they can run things in parallel. I'll show you very quickly.
Sure.
Okay, so now you are here, and then I go to, let me run it again now. Let's see. It should, I think now complain about exactly. It should asking me to create the, yeah. So I'll just copy this. Then I go to my step defs in the app one. I go here, I say my step defs app one or something. Oh, sorry, .java. And here I will go and paste my code. Now I'll be very quick now. Okay, so I go here, let me correct it a bit, formatting and all. Okay, then I will say my web driver. I will represent my driver. Then I will say, okay, Satya, I think the time is up again. This approach also didn't work. Let me send you a new one. Okay, very quickly.
Okay, sure.
Okay, so now I have my step definition class, and then I will just instantiate it like WebDriver driver. And since I'm using this library, which one? I'm using this GitHub Pony Garcia library. So this will help me in instantiating my browser very quickly. So when I say I have a browser opened, I will remove this line. I'll say WebDriver So I don't have to say WebDriver dot, I mean, I can still say, but I need to do a setup first. So I'll say WebDriver manager, I think it's WebDriver manager, yeah, dot chrome dot driver dot setup. Okay, so I can also do a setup, or I can also say dot chrome driver dot create. That also I can do, but let's keep it simple. So I'll simply call one line, which is setup line. Okay, so I have a browser open, I just simply say this, and then here I will also say driver is equal to new chrome driver. So these two steps, this step will download the exe file for me, this will just create the driver for me. Then I have to navigate, right? So I will say driver dot get.
Akash, the above step is required for every step definition.
Which one? This one?
Yeah, WebDriver creation.
WebDriver creation. No, not for every. No. So it depends on. Sorry, I didn't get your question. You're saying what? For each step definition?
So this is application 1 step definition. Okay. And application 2 step definition is there.
Okay. So what you do is step definition also you can structure based on reusable components. For example, for irrespective of what application you have, you will always have to create the drivers, right? Right. So irrespective application, you need to have it. So you can keep it in a separate step defs saying, you can say common step defs. Okay. And you can add this. So let me divide that also. I say I have a browser open and navigate to the page. I will keep it here, and all the other things I can keep it separate. So I can divide my step definition into multiple files also. Okay. So I say new file, common step defs. Oh God. Rename .java. Okay. So okay. Because this is also, I think, a common question which you may have, like how many places I have to define it. So you don't define it many places. Basically, you just say, let me search Google. Let me modify this. I want to search computer in Google search page. I have a browser open and I navigate to Google search. When I navigate to URL, let me say I navigate to URL and I search computer. I expect this. Let me make it simple, Satya, just for explanation first. Let me just remove everything for now. Keep it simple. And I'll remove this also because it can create some confusion. Later we expand it with different applications. Right now we're doing a simple case, which is this one. Okay, then I go here. Let me remove this also. Let me say app1 and then say common. In the common steps, I will keep, I have browser open, I navigate to the browser. So I come here, I do this. Okay. Okay, here we will have to bring one more concept of Pico container because we want to share the driver. So that part, I will explain later because that will require us to use the Pico container aspects of it. Okay, but this can bring some complexity at this moment for you. So let's do it tomorrow then. I'll keep it simple for today because I want to explain the screenshots you mentioned and screenshot part. What else you said? Log part, right?
Log part, yes.
Log. Okay, let's do that today because we have like 15 minutes. This will take some time for me to explain. So we'll keep it simple for now. So driver equal to new Chrome driver. Okay, then I will say I navigate to URL. I navigate to URL. Navigate to URL. Okay, URL right now I am putting it here. Okay, later we will try to get it from a properties file. Have you tried properties files Satya before? No, right? In your
no.
Okay, so we'll have to
this I'm getting. Yeah, we had written from reading the Excel file. This URL.
Okay, fine. So I'll just explain you the properties aspects of it. If you want to add something there. Okay. So string URL right now I'm doing something here. I have a browser open. I navigate to URL driver.get. Okay, this you can get from the laptop URL. Then I search something. I think there is some code here, driver dot find element by dot something came. Nice. Okay, that's what it is. So I searched for this, and then I driver dot find element. Is it button? Okay, I don't know. Did I write it somewhere before? I think it also by name as q dot click. Then I expect to see something. So I can put some assertion here. Okay, so I'll say assertion assertions was assertion, I think. Okay, let's do this way. Assertion dot string equal quick fix test ng asserts. Okay, then I want to say the driver dot, I don't want this, driver dot get title. Let's take the title, get title dot contains the string which I'm sending. Okay, I expect to see search results. Okay, fine. Then if I just run this, let's see what happens. Very good. So I need to remove because I don't have a tag anymore. So I will remove this. Yeah, it is running. It has opened the browser in my different monitor. Okay, it is failed because it is not able to do something. Some assertion failed. Okay, anyway, let it fail. What we'll try to do next is we will try to put some reports and screenshot thing. Okay, for that, let me cover what you wanted in your list earlier. So first thing is we need to have a method here. This is called as hook methods. So I'll say string void, let's say setup, and I can inject an object. This, when you say scenario, this is an object which is coming from Cucumber itself. So you see, it is directly injected here. When I use the word injected, it's similar to what I was originally telling you, something called as dependency injection, right? So this scenario object is created and injected in all the step definition file. If you do like this. Okay, and there is some confusion also, and then it can give stupid errors, confusing errors. So make sure when you use before, you don't use test ng once. Okay, you use coming from Cucumber. Okay, you can also check it from here. It should come from Cucumber. Okay, and then here you also need to create this here, just the declaration. You're not really doing this. Right? Usually how you create an object? You create an object by using new keyword in Java, right?
Class, object, and class.
I mean, the way you create object is like this, correct? Any object you want to create in Java, you create using new keyword.
Yeah, this is the right one.
Right.
Yeah. But
here we don't do that. That's what I want to say. Okay, this is called as dependency injection or native dependency injection of Cucumber. You inject, Cucumber automatically injects this for you, and you just create the use that injected object directly like this. So Cucumber will inject it here. You are capturing it here. So when I say this dot scenario means this, and then this is this one. So Cucumber is injecting it, and you are capturing it in your own, and then you can use it. Okay, now let's take screenshots. So I'll say for screenshot, I will say create a method here, and then method can come from the core. So I can say in util, I can create a util class or something. Okay, and here I will say public void. I can make it static also. Public void, public static, static public or public static. Yeah, maybe string, and then okay, this is not what I want. I want to take screenshot. Okay, and I want to return something, and then I need to have a web driver here, so I will pass a web driver to this method. Quick fix web driver. No file name is needed. I'll say take screenshot. Okay, and then the screenshot dot get screenshot as a null, which I don't want to take as null. So I think I can put it here itself. Dot get screenshot as, and let's take this in bytes. So I'll say output dot bytes. You can use output type as bytes, or you can also say base 64, depending on, or you can take it as a file also. It will create a file somewhere. So easiest thing is you take it with the output type as bytes, and you take bytes array. I forgot the syntax is, but I think it's screenshot. I think it's byte screenshot as bytes. Then you get screenshot as a byte array. So let me send a byte array like this. Return screenshot as byte array. What's this? Remove this. Okay, nothing's happening here, but I have kept it separate for now. And then in the driver, in the get, let's start taking from here. So I'll say scenario dot attach. Okay, so I'm attaching.
Okay.
And okay, let's do one more good thing. Let me say public void after each line, after each step. So let's do one thing. I want to take a screenshot after each step, okay, for audit purposes. So I'll say after line, line, or after step, after step. So I'll say after step, and here I will say scenario dot attach, and I want to take a screenshot. So I'll say utils dot take screenshot driver. And this will return me bytes, byte array, screenshot, or let's say SS. And I want to say, okay, it already generated such a good line for me.
Yeah.
I don't need this then. Okay, so scenario.attach, so I'm attaching utils.take screenshot driver, media, image, PNG, and I can give a name here. Okay, so name can be scenario dot, can I say ID name line, get line, okay, it's integer, source tag names, get status is failed, get name, or maybe get ID, it's okay. Okay, so I can control a lot of things from here. Let's say I want to take screenshot only if it is failed. That I can also configure directly here. So I can say scenario dot get status.
Okay.
Okay, so if status can be, okay, it's a name, value of delegate, get status name. Okay, never mind. That's not good, that detail for now. Okay, so I'll say if status dot, okay, I'm commenting it now because we have some less time. Let it take a screenshot for all steps, but then you can control it using get status. We'll do that later. But you have to just put a condition. If status is failed, okay, there is a easy way. Scenario is failed. Okay, you can do it like this. If something is failed, only then take screenshot. Then put this statement here, but that's for later. Okay. So this way you can control when screenshot can be taken. Okay, so now I have taken the screenshot here, and then I'm attaching it after each step. So if I check the, what is the...
And Akash, shall we write the scenario name in the before setup method to display
scenario
that before
name?
start?
It will be automatically displayed, no? You don't have to explicitly write that.
Oh, okay.
You don't have to. So let's say if I go to run test here, Cucumber reports, why it's like this, target reports, okay, Cucumber HTML report dot HTML. Okay, so if I run this again, let's see what happens.
Okay.
Compilation failure. Where? Step defs, soil line 47. Step defs line 47. Very good. Okay, I don't need this. Okay, browser opened on my other screen. It has searched and then it has failed, which is okay. So let's see what happened in the report. So in the target, I have reports. Here I have HTML report. Right click, open in default browser. It opened. Now if I show you here, this is what is opened. So this is my scenario.
Right.
I have scenario name,
Right.
I have scenario, and I have a screenshot also after each step. So this is a screenshot. 1, 2,
Oh, super.
3, and 4. So it has taken 4 screenshots after each step.
Okay.
And it is also showing the error.
Okay. No, in the real time, not like this way, right? I mean, if we are navigating to URL in that method, we need to, I mean, below that only, there is some, okay, browser launched successfully. And in that, we can add a screenshot.
So you are saying you don't want to take screenshot after each step?
No. What I'm saying is, suppose I have, when navigate to URL is there, right? I navigate to URL is there. So to show that, it should display under that method only, right?
Okay, so
Within
that
the
is not there in the Cucumber. This is the Cucumber default report. Okay, that you can get directly from the extend report. So extend report, it has that feature. So it will the screenshot which you're seeing right now will come after each scenario. So if you have 2 scenarios, it will come. So they will be
each
collected like
scenario.
this, right? So here they are clubbed together like this. Okay, so let's implement quickly the extend report part. Okay, I think I already have it before. So there you can get to see that very quickly. Save. Okay, close all.
Yeah, generally, actually, initially I thought extent reporting implementation is big task. Okay.
It's cool, very simple. Because in extend report there is an adapter. Actually, it's a big task, but there is a library which is a Grasshopper library, and that makes the task very easy. It gives you some adapter. Okay, so if I go to Cucumber.
No, that day I sent you a message, right? I am unable to create the extent report.
Yeah.
So what happened is that time there was some typo mistake here.
Okay, I see.
Due to that, extent report didn't generate it.
Yeah, it happens. So this is the adapter, Cucumber 7 adapter. This is what you need to use. Okay, so I will just use the same. I will copy it. Copy Grasshopper Cucumber 7 adapter. Put it in your POM file here. That's the first step.
Okay.
Second step is that you need to have, I think, some files to be placed there. Let's see if I have it here. Yes. Okay. So you need this, and then you need this to be written in your. Previously, it was a big task. Basically, I mean, a lot of things needs to be done, but this had really made things very easy. So you have to put that here, put a comma and then put it here, and then you need I think there is some. adapter plugin source, POM dependency, report activation, extend.properties, extend.properties.
That also required.
Yeah, so you copy this.
Config thing, one more.
You need to put here
XML.
extend.properties. You put it like this. Here you can configure a lot of things. You don't need PDF or JSON. You just need HTML maybe, or maybe Spark. So Spark and HTML, they both generate HTML based reports, but bit different. HTML one is bit more bright and looks good. Spark one also is HTML looks good. So you can choose what is it which you want, and you can control few things from here. Like how do you want to put the screenshots, what should be the folder names, and blah blah and other things. You can control all
Is
that.
it auto-generated for you?
No, I just
You
copied it. I copied it.
Okay,
I
right.
copied from here.
Yeah, right.
See, I don't rely completely on auto generation because it can generate old results, right? If I want to,
Right.
so auto generate only helps when you know what you're doing, huh? But
No,
it's
one day
really
I had
helpful.
written. One day I had written all these properties manually. Yeah. Later I came to know
Really?
that.
Come on, never do that. You always will get something. Anyway, yeah, it happens when you're learning for the first time. All these things can happen. It's okay. So I say HTML config XML. I go here. I create HTML hyphen config dot XML. And so this is for this is for the HTML config, and then you have Spark config also. When you were showing me, I think you had Spark config, but it's okay. So I say
I implemented Spark only.
Config. So both generate HTML, but in a different reports, a bit differently. So I'll show you both. Maybe you'll get to. So I'll use standard then. So I don't want to use dark here because sometimes people don't like it. I like it, but sometimes people don't. So I'm using the standard report generation, and let's see. So if I run it now again, okay, browser opened, computer, okay, now let's see what's happening here. So if I go to target reports, this is Cucumber report. Oh, sorry, it created here. I need to change it there. It created at the top. So Excel, I don't have HTML, JSON, PDF, Spark. I have Spark, but I don't have HTML report. Why? Anyway, I can open the extend Spark, and the extend Spark will look like this. You go here, you see screenshots after each step. Okay, like this. Okay, but I like the other one better. Why did not generate?
And in this thing, if we want to add the user defense steps, okay, like browser launched.
Yeah. So okay, good question. So I come here. Let me show that also. I go here. I do a step defs. I have a scenario, right? So in scenario, I have something called as log. Okay, so in the log, I can say like scenario.log browser opened.
Right.
Okay, then I say browser scenario.log browser URL is opened. Okay, where is the URL? Fine. I search for something.
Yeah.
Searched for string. Okay, and that's it. Okay, and let me run it again, but let me see what's wrong here. Extend.properties, true, HTML hyphen config, HTML hyphen config, HTML hyphen config, HTML hyphen config is right. Why did not work? Report status failed, true. Okay, let me mark this as target. I don't want to pollute my root folder. I want to put this in target. Okay, only thing is when report is generated and if you put in target, it will be deleted every time. So let me not do that. Otherwise, your reports may be lost for now. Okay, now let me run this again. So it is creating separate folder for each reports. Basically, you can change all those things later.
Okay.
Okay, report generated, extend report, open in default browser, then it is failed, and then you get to see the results, sorry, those statements here.
Okay, super.
Okay, I like the other report bit more. It's bit better. I don't know why it's not being generated. Let me see if yeah, the HTML1. Let me see. I think I have something of that sort on my local computer for something else. It looks like this. So the other report, that HTML report one, no, it looks like this. So the Spark one looks like this, and this one looks like this. And then here you see screenshots directly here, and the statements also here. You click here and then you get to see screenshots like this. Okay, so this is that. What else we can do today? Okay, you asked that like if I want to run on different browsers, huh?
Yeah.
You can generate some logs also, logging. What can I tell you more? So there can be these logs which,
yeah.
so right now the logging is also very important, right? So here the logging is for the user defined steps, but you also may want something in the console, right? So for that there is library called as log4j. So you can say something like this. Okay, two more libraries I did not tell you. One is the Lombok library. Let me just copy it from my existing project from somewhere.
Before dependency step.
Yeah. Let me copy it. Okay, let me copy log4j. This is used for logging.
Okay.
And then I need for Lombok also. Let me call Lombok. So Lombok is used for a lot of good things. You make sure that you learn this part so that you don't have to write a lot of boilerplate code. It's called as boilerplate code. For example, you want to create a class and you want to have a constructor created there. You want to have getter setters created there, and you have to go and write those lines of code. But if you use Lombok, you don't have to. You just have to put an annotation and it will auto-generate it for you. Okay. So explore this library, Satya. This is something which you must use in Java.
Project Lombok.
Yeah. So for example, if I go here, I just have to say @log4j2 j2, and then I will get a logger. So I will say log.debug. You can generate different kinds of log levels. So log.debug, log.info. I mean, it's better you go a quick read about it. I'll explain that later also. But you can generate different kinds of or levels of logs. So if you want to debug something, you say log.debug. If you want to display that log only in the info stage, then you say log.info. High level logs, low level logs. You can classify your logs based on high level and low level logs, basically. So this one is browser open. Maybe you don't want to show this, or you want to say, for example, here in the util methods, you don't want to show your util methods to everyone, right? But you still want to log it. So you simply say, log4j at the top as well. Okay, and you say log.debug screenshot taken, right? So you don't want to display this message in the HTML report, right? But you also want your something to be printed. So whenever you say system.out.println, right? Instead of doing that, you should do this.
Okay, log4j2.
Okay, so you say log.debug screenshot taken, or Excel file read, or whatever, something like that. Okay, I think I just have a few more minutes, Satya. Okay, let's see what else we can cover. What else do you want? Any questions? So far, so good. The browser part, do you want to check the browser part, like different browsers?
Right. Different browsers. And this completed. Yeah.
Okay, let's see the browser part. So I go here, create a file here. I'll call that as browser manager.java. And here I create
step definitions is there, right? In step definition, every time we need to write that scenario one. starting you had written, right? Before step, after step.
Because
Yeah,
this
before.
is required, right? If you don't do this, then that specific scenario will not be injected in that step def. How will you access it? You need to access
Correct.
the scenario, so it has to be injected, right? So I mean, there are different approaches to it. If you don't want to do it every time, then you have to use Pico container. Okay, or you can also do one thing. You can create a base step def and do it only once. And once you have a base step def, you can extend it, right? You can say extends base step def. Okay, and so you can do it like this. You can go here, base step defs .java, and you can move this. You can say extends base step defs. Okay, like this, and all the common steps, right? So you have step def 1 here. Let's say you have second one. Let's say for app 2 or whatever. Okay, and let's see like this, and I'll move all those things from here. Okay, after step also, let's say I remove. Okay, and this also I remove everything for that matter. So I have two step def file, one is that, and I can extend both with base step def. So I can define these reusable things directly in my base step defs here. Okay, so now it is available. This base, whatever I've defined base step def or scenario, whatever defined here is available here as well as here. So you don't have to do it in both the places. So that's just one of the approach you can do, but there are different approaches also.
Okay, if I want to call this scenario name, scenario.log in step definition 1.
Yeah, so it depends on what scenario it is running. It is not dependent on step def. See, step def is a collection of methods. It is not application specific.
Why I'm asking is okay. Now extends base step definition, right? So okay, now got it. Because the scenario.log, we can get the scenario.feature name, we can get the
so
everything.
Depending on what scenario you are running, it will take that one.
Okay. Can you do one thing here in first one? I have open browser. Can you get the feature name display over there?
Feature name display over here? No.
Get that in the
because
report.
Scenario, see, report you already are having, no? I mean, you're having this.
Okay. No. My question is actually that day when I discussed with Bharat, my manager, he said in our application there are multiple conditions. Okay, for one test case, some condition not there. Okay, for other test cases, some condition is there. So to test that, we need to get the feature name. So for feature name, this so and so.
No, you cannot. I don't think you can. I don't think you can do feature names here. You can just say scenario. You get the scenario things.
Okay.
So in scenario, you can get these things: get class, get ID, get line, get name. Tag names you can get. Wait. You can get get URI. When you say get URI, it gives you the whole feature name as well as the scenario name. So you can then split it and get the value out. So get URI, from get URI, you can get the feature names.
Okay. Get name also there.
Get name is a scenario name.
Okay.
Scenario name. Scenario name is this one. This is scenario name. This is feature name. URI is more like this and that. I'm still not sure. We can test it quickly. .log.
I think I need scenario name only. So
scenario name is very easy. No, that you can scenario name you can get, not the feature name. Feature name is this. This is scenario name. That you can get by very easily, right? So you can say dot get name. This is scenario name. Name of the scenario.
No, actually, I'm not aware about that. I think he knows. I think that's why he asked me.
Yeah. It's okay. So get URI gives you the whole path, basically where it is located. Name is that one. Name you can get very easily. Okay, so that's that. What I was explaining, I forgot. Okay, so browser manager, you go here, you create a public void get browser.
Okay.
Okay, and you can pass a string here, string browser name. Okay, and then here you can put some conditions. Wow, code is generated. Okay, so you say browser name, and the Chrome, Firefox, and everything. So I come here,
Super, yeah.
quick fix, import. Okay, then okay, what is returning? I want to return, so I will say return driver. Okay, the driver has to be declared, so I say web driver. See, you saw it did not generated everything, so you need to know like what it is which you really need. Okay, Firefox.
But major part covered.
Yeah, major
We
part
need
covered, so
to.
it's really good in that sense. That's true. Okay, return driver, so I will say web driver is return web driver. Now my function is ready. So now whenever I need a browser, I will always call browser manager. I will also have to make it as static. Static to be placed here. Okay, so I will say browser manager. Where can I say that? Maybe here. When do I need a browser? Okay, I don't need these two lines now. I need browser manager dot get browser, let's say Chrome. Okay, and the moment I say Chrome, it will give me the driver. Okay, and this information you can get from system properties. So I say system dot get property browser name and browser name.
This where we can get this.
So what happen is, I'll show you. So now you are in a command line, right? You say maven clear, you say maven clean install, and then you can say -d browser name is equal to Chrome. So, and you say, when you say Firefox, it will run on Firefox. This also answers your question, how can we pass it from command line?
Right. Command line.
When you want to pass something from the command line, D means an argument, and you capture the argument using system.get property. So when I say Chrome, it will take it from the Chrome. It failed because we have changed, okay. And we have changed a lot of things as well. Let me say install. Okay, we have done a lot of changes here and there. We have to see what's wrong, but we have made some change in the base setup, test steps and all that we will fix. I think we just have 1 more minute left in the call. So let me fix this. What I do, Satya, is I'll fix this, the whole code, whatever you have done, and I will publish it in the GitHub repository for you to access.
Okay. And share me that.
Yeah, I'll send you the link. So I will fix whatever is not running. Whatever is not running, I will fix it. I think something wrong because we have moved things here and there, no? So some instances of something is not available.
Yes.
Invalid method except not allowed to extend class that defines step defs or hooks. Oh, you cannot do that. This is wrong approach. In base step defs, if you have a base steps, you cannot put before and after there. So you cannot do that. You cannot do this. Is not allowed. So I will fix this. That's what it's saying. You are not allowed to extend classes that define step definitions or hooks. You cannot extend it. The Cucumber is complaining this. So this is not allowed.
In that case, how do we this?
We do this later. There are different approaches. I said this is not one of the approach. We will do that later. You have to